Hello and welcome everyone. So today I'm going to teach you how to make this animation. Again, very simple. We're just learning about horizontal motion in this animation. So I kept it real simple with just the lateral horizontal motion. So if you want this project file the way it is, you can download it from my free companion course. I'm going to talk about that in the intro a little more. You're going to be able to download this project file completed, and you'll be able to download the project file for you to. You'll also be able to download the project file that you'll start with, and I'll show you where that is. So this is the project file that you will download to start with. I'm going to talk more about that when this video starts, but you'll see this is what you'll get. You'll be able to color it in the way you want to and manipulate it the way you want to. So follow along with the animation video exactly how I have it, but you are able to make your own version as well if you want and learn how to animate 2D horizontal motion. But let's do a quick intro for those who are new to the channel. Hello, I'm Shannon, owner of Thrush Design. I specialize in hand-lettered and illustrated designs for things like signage, murals, invitations and other stationery, digital graphics, and more. Here on YouTube, I make tutorials of how to do these projects, my methods, the tools I use, and the software I use on a regular basis. For anyone who may be interested, I now also have a free companion course to go along with these videos here on YouTube, where you can get access to additional notes, any digital downloads you may need, extra practice, and the direction of where to go once you master the tutorial. You can find that link down in the description, or just go to my website, www.shrushdesign.com, and look for the online courses section. Okay, let's get on with the tutorial. Alright, so if you downloaded the file, this is what you'll get. If you didn't download the file, you'll want to, if you wanted to say, well, hello there, or if you want to say something else, it's up to you. But I did hand lettering on the well and there, so those I just made on my own, they're not a font. The hello I made from a block letter font, and I manipulated it to make it that size. I believe it was either Impact or Futura. Anyway, but if you did download the file, this is what you'll get. I always put the center guides in there, but I always have them off. You can keep them on if you want to center it better than it is. I think it's pretty good myself. If you think differently, then you're welcome to use those to help you center it the way you want. So we're going to be talking about the horizontal motion today and animating that way. So we're going to have well come in, and then HELLO, and then there come in this way. So you should have also downloaded my palette here, well, hello there. Again, you can use different colors if you want. I was just kind of picking colors that kind of went together. I know it's kind of pastel-y, but that is what I have. You can use your own colors if you want. You can use no colors. You can do white and black like this if you want. But that is the palette if you want to download that as well. Now, if you're following along exactly, I did the background color in this pink color here. Pinkish salmon. The well I have in the green color. So I'm going to alpha lock and then pick that color and then fill layer. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here with purple. And then the same thing here with there. I'm going to fill it in with blue. Alpha lock, fill layer. There we go. So now we're all colored in. Now, let's start the animation process. So I'm going to turn off the alpha locks on here. And again, we're going to be working kind of backwards. So I'm going to turn on the animation assist. And I think we want to start with a blank frame, so I'm going to make one right here. I'm just going to add frame. Again, if this is the first video you're watching of mine, you can do that here too. You can just add a new layer and put it on. I'm not going to be using a background in this animation at all, so we're not going to worry about that. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my Animations Procreate for Beginners video. I'll have that linked. And I talk about how to use Animation Assist and how to use background and foreground and things like that. But we're not going to use, we're just going to have a solid color as the background, so that's why I changed the color on the background color there. But this is just to have a blank screen as it starts, and then we're going to move all these in. All right, so we're going to be using a lot of groups in this layer, in this animation. All right, so we're going to have well move in from the right into the left, and we're going to do it in 4 pieces. So I'm going to duplicate that 4 times. Again, you can do that here or here. Going back to this first one here. Actually, let me work backwards. And yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to my settings, onion skin frames, I have none. I'm going to put it up to 1. And then I'm going to move to this 3rd well in the series, or the 3rd from the bottom, or the 2nd from the top well. And I am going to move that one over. So I'm going to select it, or the transform tool, and I'm going to move it over slightly till the W is starting right around the spot where the E is, or the center of the E. And then that's going to be that frame. And then when I move to the next one to the left or down, all right, this one needs to move over a little further so that more of it's off the screen, like half of the well is off the screen. So like we got the WE there. And then moving down to the last one, we're going to have that just where the W is just starting to come in. Like that. So let's turn off the hello in there and see how this looks so far. Looks pretty good. All right. So now this well is going to stay on the screen. So I'm going to duplicate that. And I'm going to duplicate a version of the hello and keep that off. But I'm going to start making groups now with the well and the hello. So I'm going to group those in a group together. I'm going to turn on both layers and group them together like that. And now I'm going to be duplicating this group 5 times for each HELLO. And now we're going to be duplicating them a few more times also. But first we're going to go through all of these and delete parts of the hello. So this first one in the series, we want just the H. So again, that's the one that's the leftmost of the one that has hello, or the one that's down the first group we have here. I'm going to erase everything but the H. Now the onion skins are on, so you're going to see the next group in the series, which has the hello on it all together. That's why those are showing up that way. But now you can see we only have the H on that layer. So then the next one, I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to get rid of everything but the E. So we're going to erase even the H as well. And the L's and the O. Okay. And the next one, doing the same thing, make sure we're on that hello layer. Gonna erase everything but that center L. All the purple. Almost missed a bit on that E. And then on this one, gonna erase everything but that second L. And then this one, everything but the O. And I only have one onion skin showing, so it's only showing the one underneath. And this one's not turned on. That's why they're not brown the rest of the way. All right, so now we're going to the H. And from this group, we're going to duplicate this one another 4 times. Because this one is going to move across the screen. So from the bottom, it's going to move in from the right. So you can either start here and then move it this way, or you can start at the bottom, the first group here next to the well, or on top of the well if you're looking at the layers menu, and you can just move it as you go. So either way you want to go. I'm going to start at the top actually, so the first of the 5 groups with the H, if that makes sense. I know that's kind of confusing. I didn't name these, but it's the first group that has the 5. It's the first group that has the H in it. This one has the E. So this first one that has the H, that one is going to be the one that is in its spot it's supposed to be. So the next one down, I'm going to move the H over. Oops. I selected the whole group and I didn't want to do that. Selecting the hello layer, and then using the transform tool, I'm going to move that over so that it's in basically where the E is normally in hello, just to the right a little bit. And then this next one, I'm going to move it all the way over next to that H again, so where it's where the middle L is. And then the same with this one. Going to move this one, transform it over so that it's to the right of that one, where the second L is basically. And then the last one here is going to be where that O is, and maybe slightly off the screen a bit. There we go. So now, if I turn off these layers for now, the other letters, I'm going to show you what we have so far. So that H is just moving over. So now, on this last H group here, before the E starts, I'm going to make a copy of this, duplicate, and then I'm going to flatten it. So now I have the well H on there because that's going to be the same in the rest of this. So I'm going to move that into this group with the E. And then if I open that group, expand it, turn it on, make sure it's on, I'm going to actually take off this well. I don't need it anymore because I have the well H. And now we're going to duplicate that E 3 times so that we have 4 total. So 1, 2, 3. So I have 4 E's. That last E in the sequence again, the one that's rightmost in the animation or topmost here before the L, we're going to leave that one alone, go to the next one down or to the left, and then go in that group, pick the E, and move it over to where the L is, sort of like in the center. And then the next one down or to the left on there, gonna go to the layer, the hello layer, move that E over again. And then the next one down, the last one, we're going to move that over to where the O is, have that come in like that. So again, to show you what we have so far. Okay, now we're going to go to the L that's in the center. We're going to actually, again, duplicate this and flatten this because now it's got the H in the E and the well all together. Take the duplicated version that we flattened, put it in the group with the L. And then I can delete this well part, and then visible, make that visible, and then we're going to duplicate this 2 more times so that we have 3 versions. And again, similarly, this one stays the way it is, that last one in the sequence. The one down from that, we're going to go to the L layer, move that over so that it's coming in. And the same with the next one down. So it's getting simpler and simpler now because we have less to move over. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay. So now we're on that first L. Now we're going to duplicate that and flatten the one version, put the flattened one in the next group, pick it up, sometimes it's easier with the finger, put it in that group, turn the group on, expand the group, delete the well, we don't need that anymore. And then we're going to duplicate that group. So duplicate it one more time because we're going to have it come in where the O is. So now we're going to move in that second group, second L group down, move that one L over to where the O is. We could technically put another one in, but I haven't been doing that for the rest of them except for the H, so I'm not going to. So again, this one's done already, so let's play. And then now we're going to duplicate this, flatten, pick up, put in the new group with the O, turn it on, get rid of the well, and now we have that. Let's see how that looks. Let's see if we need to animate the O in at all. Let's see what it looks like. I think we should probably animate it in because it looks a little funny if I don't. So what we're going to do here is going to duplicate this, that O group, and now the second one down, this O, we're just going to have it come in a little bit off the side. So otherwise it looks like it's just kind of appearing there and we want it to slide in. So let's see what that looks like. Much better. All right, so again, we're going to duplicate that one, flatten, and now that's going to be the new version that gets with the there. So this is going to be real easy again. So I'm going to duplicate the there, keep a copy just in case. I'm going to move it down here next to the well hello. I'm going to group it in with that group. So now that group I need to make four times total, 3 duplicates. And I'm going to have the there come in the other way actually. So that last one is where it's supposed to be. This one, we want to move the there part, select it, and we're going to have it come in from the left. So we're going to move it this way. Like that. And then the next one down, we're going to move that over here. And the next one down, move it over so that it's barely visible. Maybe just the E is on the screen. So now let's see what that looks like. Well, hello there. So now as far as timing goes, do we want another extra at the end there, extra frame? Let's try it and see what it looks like. So we're gonna add an extra frame. You can do that here or there. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I think I like that better. I could also have increased the duration of the first one if I wanted to, but I just added a new frame because I have plenty of layers. But the question is, when you get to this point where it has everything on the screen, let's take off the onion skins. Do we want it to stick up there a little longer so people can actually read it? So I would hold the duration of this one. Let's try for 2 and see what that looks like. Start over. Yeah, I think that's better because then you can read the whole thing, well, hello there, for a couple seconds before it stops. All right, and so you can play around with the frames per second if you want. So I have 4 right now. If you wanted to make it a little faster, let's see what that would look like. Let's do 8. Like that's a little fast. Let's see what 6 looks like. I think 6 might be a good one for this because you want it to go a little bit faster because otherwise it gets a little long waiting there, waiting for it to see what it says. So I think this looks pretty good for 6 frames per second. Personally, that's what I think. So again, if you want to export this, oops, the way it is, you would go to Settings, Share, and then you'd export it as one of these animated versions. I did go over this in my animation video. Again, then I have that linked where all the differences between all of these, but let's just do MP4. So this is what it would look like. So again, this is just horizontal motion that you're animating. Very simple. We're gonna get more complicated as time goes on, but this is just to get you used to kind of sliding things in. And I'm using lettering to do that. You can use any sort of drawing you want. But anyway, that is the animation.